Hey, you are tuned in to Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. I am music producer Achickwitbeatz, and we'll be celebrating National Poetry Month for the month of April. And so, to kick it off, we are highlighting our chats with some of the incredible poets that we've had on. This week, we're going to be highlighting Keith Williams and Azar King, as well as my album Poetic Soundscapes. So make sure you keep it locked. Thank you for tuning in to Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. I'm so excited to let you know that we have right here in the virtual building with us Keith the Notebook. How are you feeling?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Great. Very excited to have you with us today. And if you could just give a little bit of background to our listeners. Who is Keith the Notebook? How long have you been writing? What kind of drove your initial passion for it? And, just a little bit of background for everyone.
Okay, cool. First of all, thank you for having me.
No
Keith the Notebook, Keith Williams from Houston, Texas. Actually, I've only been performing for the last 8 or 9 years or so. And it wasn't because that I had a passion for it. Poetry, spoken word, literally found me when I wasn't looking for it. But I actually was good at it, so they tell me, and it just took off from there.
Well, that's really awesome. I know that I've had the pleasure of, hearing you recite via radio shows over the years, and it's just phenomenal. And you can always tell that there's a passion for it. So it's kind of interesting to hear you say that it found you, because your work actually feels that way when you hear it. So that's phenomenal. So what would you say is one of the most important things that you've learned since you started performing?
What I've learned is that what you write is not for you. It's for somebody to be able to identify with what you're saying or what you're going through, for them to gain strength and feel better about themselves.
Man, that's really impactful. A lot of ways music can be the same thing. So, whenever you feel inspired to do it, and, people draw from that. And it's also a comfort in knowing that there's somebody else out there that's been dealing with some of the same stuff that you have. And then for them to either put it in poetry or, to song, it's just nice to be able to have something for you to be able to kind of grab onto and not feel so alone in whatever situation it is that you're dealing with.
Absolutely, because music was actually my first love. You know what I mean? But it turns out that fate had another way for me to go. But in some ways, do the same thing lyrically, but with a spin on
it. Yeah, absolutely. So, you say music was your first love. Can you give us a little information about how you used to dabble in that before kind of focusing on poetry?
Well, actually, it was not as pretty much just listening to all kinds of music, but I'm actually a percussionist as well. So playing drums and whatever other percussion instrument in high school and college. And, after that, I thought that I would have had some kind of career in music, but again, the world changed my avenues.
Yeah, but that's interesting though. So percussion with rhythm, and rhythm is such a key part of poetry. So how would you say that your background has helped you in writing and performing?
Cadence wise, the rhythm in your cadence as you speak, because there's so many different cadences and rhythms and ways that you can come across with your words.
Mm-hmm.
That percussion helps you understand that and helps you with your delivery and flow, and that makes it so much easier to do.
Yeah, I bet that's got to be a huge advantage, a huge leg up.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And so, you've been working at this for a while. Is there any way that you can give us a little insight into what you might have coming up in the future?
Yeah. Well, nobody knows this. Nobody knows this. But I've actually been working on my first project for quite some time now. It's coming together. It's not all the way together yet, but it's coming together. I say maybe the second quarter by midsummer. I should be dropping something.
Ooh, that is exciting. Hey, world, we got the exclusive right here.
Absolutely.
On Music Marvels. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That'll be something to look forward to. See, I'm already excited about 2021. Now you just gave us another reason that it'll be brighter. Awesome. So, especially since you had already mentioned that, you listen to music and it had a huge, impact on you. Who are some of your top influences for your personal style, or, just some of the things that you listen to get inspired to write?
Personally, me writing, I listen to a lot of R&B. Like a lot of R&B. Jasmine Sullivan, I love her. Her voice is unlike any others. I listen to a lot of poetry. There's not a lot. Certain similar people that I tend to listen to a lot. Hip hop wise, give me some Busta all day. I can listen to Busta. Give me Kendrick, because he's different. He's different. That's when those different cadences come in.
Yeah.
Kendrick. Give me Rhapsody. She gives me something to think about. And D Smoke. D Smoke is the new Gunner. He's an incredible cat. He'll do something great.
Awesome.
So yeah, I like mainstream and underground, so it doesn't cloud your judgment of other people.
Ooh, that's heavy right there. That needs to be underlined. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today on Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. We're excited to announce that we have the one, the only super talented lyricist, poet, Azar King. How are you feeling?
Peace. I'm blessed. Not stress, always on a manifest.
All right. Yeah, that's what's up. So if you could just let the people know a little bit about you, who you are, like when you got started with, writing and all that good stuff.
Well, if y'all don't know me, I do go by Mr. Goddamn himself, Azar King, aka Professor Takes Poetry, sometimes Azar 15, because my lyrics is laser beams. Writing for me probably started around 6 or 7 in this little town called Brooksville, which is probably about 35 minutes from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And it just all stemmed from growing up in a domestic violence home, being a victim of it, seeing my mother be a victim of it. And writing became their refuge, especially when the father became absent and mother was working. So, music and poetry and drawing and stuff like that was me being able to paint a reality for myself that I wasn't currently living at that time. Yeah,
man, that's really deep there. So, with all that you had to go through, what inspired you to be able to seek that as a refuge? Like, what was that prompter, that motivator that sent you in that direction?
I really couldn't even give you that answer. I really don't even know. I mean, and that happened, as far as like some of the things that pushed me probably really happened later years after that. But to really say what, I guess I just always been somebody who's always been like the creative stuff. Ninja Turtles was big when I was growing up. So, you seeing that and Power Rangers and all that stuff. Now you like, y'all want to create, my own little fantasy world too. So, yeah.
Wow. You don't really hear people mention stuff outside of music or writing, but it's so true how all that stuff can kind of drive you in that same direction. Because, every now and then, even when I want to get, creative, I might turn on like one of my favorite animated shows or whatever. So it's kind of interesting to hear you say that. Like, there's so much in many different facets of the artistic world that can be inspiring in multiple different ways. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I think, and then me getting in trouble too. I give some of the credit to soap operas, man, because like back in the day, soap operas was very, off the fly. It was live. People didn't know that back then, but the creativity they had in it. I didn't like soap operas, but because when I was in trouble, my great grandmother used to make me sit down and watch soap operas all day long. So I guess that kind of like, helped me be creative too, because you start watching, like, you start trying to put your own characters in place of people that's on that TV show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What was the net? Right. I want to know what the network was. Was it Young and the Restless and Bold and Beautiful as the World Turns, all that?
We had 3 channels. So it was Young and the Restless, Guiding Light, As the World Turns, All My Children.
Yeah.
And she loved her some Victor. Victor got more lives than a cat. I'm trying
to
tell you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Victor was supposed to be dead for 10 years. Next time the doorbell ring and he opened it up like, Victor,
That's the truth.
Well, see, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my head on in the ring, because they're my daily thing, and so on and so forth. Meetings here, this, that, yeah. But at 2 p.m. Eastern time, it's that General Hospital crew. Now I gotta see what happens.
Lord have mercy.
Now once that goes off, I'm back in my realm. But 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Oh man,
love it.
And then that last piece is, now if I miss a couple of days, I gotta be there Friday because I know something's about to jump off on Friday.
Yeah. So obviously you hit something very relatable to us.
I mean, I think anybody that grew up in that, anybody's a new gen definitely ain't gonna understand that, but somebody who grew up in, late 70s, early 80s and on up, you gonna understand those days, man. You get up early in the morning. If you was a child, the cartoons gonna probably start coming on about 7:30, 8 o'clock, but by 10:30, 11, that's a dead issue. So you better try to get it while you can get it.
Right. Love it. Yeah.
But you, man, you come across as real people, and you come across, without even saying it, you come across multi-talented just by your voice and the way you're carrying yourself on this interview, right?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I'll say mama, always enforced in us, man. Well, me, because I was the only child, so I was about 17. So she always enforced in me, man. That, people be saying you got to give respect. I don't believe in that. You got my respect and my love automatically until you show me otherwise. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I get that from my mom. Like, despite her relationship at this point, I never seen her, be with us. She be like, well, you gotta earn my respect. She gonna respect you. She gonna show you love, regardless if she like you or not. You know what I'm saying? But then you get out of pocket, she gonna let you. She gonna give it to you. So that's just where I get that from. And I think that being in the concrete ocean, as I refer to incarceration, at that time, the time I spent my life or whatever, I see so many of our people who don't know how to conduct themselves as far as when it comes to conversation or just, just being themselves. And I didn't want to come back out here like that. Like I wanted to be able to demonstrate, yeah, I was in there, I did this and that. But let me show you this real intellect. Let me show you the mistake that y'all made by putting me in there. Y'all had advantage when I was out and still in the streets, but now that y'all gave me time to sit down and get my mind right, it's trouble.
Yeah. I hear the talents. I hear the multi-talents just in your conversation, man. So, when did you know that hook was there? That you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna slide this way because this is something that I feel I can make a little a little notch in this, with the whole music thing. So share with our listeners when you realized that.
Well, a lot of people, the first person people ask, they're like, who's your role model rapper and stuff like that. And everybody gonna say, one of three people, Jay-Z, Biggie, or Pop. Them ain't my three. Them ain't my three. For me, it was Slick Rick. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen how he was able to navigate and have his success with telling stories and people were entertained with it, and then later on came, Wu-Tang and hands down Fresh Prince, Will Smith is, so just seeing those three individuals, how they, was able to transform and to this day still be lucrative from whether it's at a high level or just, I'm happy where I'm at and I'm still surviving, so that's where I'm at where, if I make I'll have a platinum record one day, cool. I'll make $1 million one day, cool. But that's not my main agenda. My main agenda is be able to sit back and say, you know what? You went through it, Azar, but you lived your passion, though.
Yeah, that is
so
beautiful.
That's the greatest reward outside of money. Money gonna come and go, but that passion always gonna be there.
That's a wrap for this week's edition of Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. We're glad that you joined us today. And we just want you to keep rocking with us, keep tuning in, because we really, really appreciate you.
Well, be sure to check out Achickwitbeatz.com, because there's a plethora of information there that can be acquired by the musician of today, and as well as the musician from yesteryear, or the musician of the future. And so partake of some of the great information, and there's some opportunities on there to enhance your own music by visiting Achickwitbeatz.com. Sorry about that. And just make sure you do that, okay? Whether you're the guy or ladies over here, over there, or somewhere else, Achickwitbeatz can be accessed anywhere, from anywhere on the globe.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Tune in, tell a friend, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.